Aquarius, welcome to GypsyStarSeed.TV. Really quick, I just wanted to shout you guys out because a lot of you watched the last reading that I did for you, so much so that I said, wow, I think I definitely should start with Aquarius. So here we are. If you guys watched my newest video, I think it's like 2 or 3 minutes. I go into detail about my awareness of the readings and how I want to leave my footprint towards people here and how I want to help the collective. So it took me a couple of weeks to kind of realign my energy, really get dialed in, kind of do a dark night of the soul, like a little mini one, and then come back and feel connected enough to my higher self and my oversoul for me to go, okay, I think I can do these readings for them in a way that isn't going to provide a perception that may be stemmed in a fear consciousness. And you know, what is fear? Fear is just a thought or a expectation of something that you've placed within your mind, and it's based off of a belief that you have. So if you're aware of that, you can change it or you can control it based on what you're focusing on. All right, so let's get started. We're going to do a clarity spread for the end of 2019. It's crazy, right? So let's get to it. I asked my guides, my galactic guardians, my angels, my archangels, my ascended masters, and my ancestors, also my galactic guardians, please help me to set my ego aside so that I can give Aquarius the message that is of their highest good today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see what's going on here. So this is an 8-card spread. We'll see if they stick to 8 cards or not. You guys know how they are. And if you don't, well, you'll soon figure it out. They can be saucy if they've got a specific message for you guys. The first card is the biggest distraction based by fear that you have right now. And also, real quick, if you guys could just take the time to click that subscribe button if you are digging my channel. I usually have a subscribe thing, but I don't know where it's at, so I'll just say, please subscribe. All right, so your biggest distraction and based out of fear right now is that you've got a vision that you are... I'm hearing you're focused so focused on the vision that you have at hand that you're actually boxing yourself in, and it's distracting you from what you could be manifesting into fruition. And when we do that, when we hold on to an expectation of an outcome, we run the risk of doing that because something bigger and better and greater could be on its way towards us. And we're looking at this, but what's trying to come in is way bigger and it won't fit in that little hole that we've got set up. So we need to allow our visions to not have an attachment to an outcome and to let those expectations go, because you never know what your guides are bringing in for you. You're holding on to something that's this big when they're trying to bring in an entire new picture that you're not even fathoming right now. All right, so where do they want you to focus instead? Where does Aquarius need to focus instead, please? Cards each, okay. They want you to focus on what is already within you and honing in on that. I'm hearing attitude of gratitude. So looking around at what you already have around you and really feeling the beauty of having that, right? They want you to let what is already within you free flow. Free flow with what is already there. And this dream that you have, it's going to encompass the world. This is going to help heal the grid lines, It's going to not only help heal you, people that come into contact with you, your energy alone will literally be healing others. But you have to literally take on what you already have within you and stop seeking things outside of you externally, because that's ego telling you out of fear that that's what you need. And that's not true at all. Hope I have enough room here. I have enough room. I'm totally fine. All right. So the next card is the past experiences that you need to let go of that are holding you in this old timeline. A lot of us have, I think all of us, until we come into our awareness of selves and like the dark nights of the souls, we get stuck in timeline loops. And we'll regurgitate the same experiences, the same feelings, the same fears, and then we're reliving the same things. And it may not be with the same people or at the same places, but we're still reliving them because those fears are still ingrained in us. And it's something that we're holding on to that ego is telling us we need to, when in reality, it's holding you back. So what is it that they need to let go of? Inspiration from others, looking outside of yourself to find that inspiration. Yeah, you see how this light is on above her head, but she's looking outwards? And it's almost like you see the disconnect from these, what are these? Bees? You see the disconnect from the bees? It's almost like she's pulling in energy from outside of herself instead of sourcing it from within. And they want you to stop getting your inspiration from others. This is all about you not having that and honing that energy from within. And you see all this abundance here? This is here within you. All of this is here within you. And you're looking at 4 bees. It's a perspective. It's a perception that's holding you back. It's a sabotaging perception because you're looking at other people. You're too focused on other people outside of you. So the experiences of the past that you need to let go of is falling back on seeing what other people are doing to use that as inspiration to grow. And I totally get that because I used to do that myself, where I would be looking to others in a competitive energy and then using that in a competitive energy to drive myself. Granted, that can be really great, but the intent behind that energy isn't so great, and it's always going to revert back to you and pulling more of that energy towards you. So if you don't want people to be competitive and use you as their drive in a competitive way, like, well, I could be better than them, you want to make sure that you're not pushing that energy out. And it starts with your thoughts, because every thought that you have is in affirmation, and it's affirming to you. Because usually you want to think of a thought as, most people think of thoughts as their thoughts become affirmations because they're not consciously creating, where you want to think of the thought as a consideration and then go from there. And it's really hard to do that when you're focused on these past experiences and holding on to that energy of those past experiences. Even reverbing and thinking about a memory, if it's not one that you enjoy, it puts you in that energy. You risk pulling your vibration from up here and going down. You have to be really careful about that. Be very diligent in your happiness and not pulling external circumstances outside of you to find what you need, because it's always going to tell you that what you have is not enough. So let's see here. What is a useful past experience that they could draw upon the energy of to amplify the energy they're in currently? Oh, there's a third one down there. Wow, these are beautiful. They want you to look back on the times where, I have cold chills, wow. They want you to look back on the times where you were at your wit's end, where it felt like everything around you was just crumbling, but you held on to faith. For whatever reason, there was an inner knowing, an inner standing to what the end result would be, even though your ego tried to hold on to an expectation that was actually boxing you in. You held faith in the process. And if you see this picture, she's literally in a wagon that's got the name Faith on it. And there's a bird, and it's black and white. And the only thing that's highlighted in this is the fact that the wagon, which is definitive of faith, is in color. They want you to draw on when you had faith in something that was seemingly so unfixable. I'm hearing unfixable, unreversible. They want you to call on that and remember what happened. These cards are beautiful. When you held that faith. Now this says, relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. They want you to surrender, and I'm cold, the cold chills are insane right now, to the darkness. They want you to surrender to the feeling of everything falling to the wayside. Surrender to that and remember the cause of the surrender, which is submission to source, submission to your higher self, your oversoul, which is ultimately steering your body, your human suit, your vehicle in the 3 dimension. They want you to dive deep for the light. I hear Infinite Waters diving deep. If you don't know what Infinite Waters is, check them out. But this, they're wanting you to dive in deep with this light within yourself. And remember, through the faith and that surrender, that this is who you come out to be. You go from being like this to feeling the infinite, boundless beauty and bliss of your own source to coming into your power. From pulling on these past experiences and not focusing on others as them being the inspiration. And the reason that you don't want to do that is because focusing on another as using them as the inspiration, you don't know what they've gone through. So what you're seeing is inspiring, but if you knew their story, that would be that much more inspiring. And there's a need to take others off the pedestal and put yourself up there. And once you put yourself up there, what you're doing is you're rewriting that perception. And you've rewritten the perception based through fear and lack consciousness your entire lives. It's time to step into your power and rewrite the affirmations that you're telling yourself based on the thoughts. You can tell yourself all day that you're positive. But are you really being positive? Or are you affirming to yourself that things are hard, that you have to work hard, that everything that comes to you is because you worked this hard for this long and then you got that? You have to let go of all of that. And seeing an inspiring post or watching what someone else is doing and letting yourself be inspired by someone else is a basis of that. And you want to let go of that. All right, so number 5, what to cultivate within, outside. Ooh, okay. They want you to allow your truth to come out. I'm hearing throat chakra, seeing the true you and being fully accepting of that. Being okay with where you are. Remembering that it's okay not to be okay. And my little brother told me that, and the first time I heard it, my mind exploded. And it was really what I needed to hear. And someone that is here right now needs to hear. It is okay not to feel okay. It is not a bad life. You're just having a day that's off. And the great thing about that contrast is that when you take a pen and a piece of paper and you write down the contrast that you're feeling, contrast being duality, black and white, you want the white and you're seeing the black of it, the darkness of it, right? what you want to do is allow that contrast to come through, write it down, and then go, all right. And then find an affirmation that reverses the contrast. And when you're seeing the true you through affirmations that are self-loving, that are accepting, that have an awareness that you are human and it's okay to make mistakes, because that's how we experience and that's what we're here for, and we don't need to be that serious. Air signs especially, I'm a Libra sun and moon, we find that we get into really, really self-sabotaging thoughts, and the next thing we do is we literally find ourselves reverbing really self-sabotaging affirmations through those thoughts, because we think and we think and we think and we think, and then when we're done thinking, we think some more, because that's what we do. So that's how to hone in and pull in those thoughts that aren't working for you. You literally go, okay, I'll do this instead. So I said to myself yesterday, it was something like, oh, well, I gotta wait till my next check. And then I was like, no, I don't. That's so funny. I have so much money coming to me in so many different ways. Literally, someone's gonna send me PayPal today, and I'm not even gonna know it. I'm gonna check my mail and be like, what? I was tripping about money those 2 days, and I had that PayPal payment the whole time, and I just didn't see the email because my mind was focused on things that were lower. So when you realize that you can reverb and make sure that your mind is on the right thing, you will start seeing the true you. You will see the divinity of who you are. You will be divinely aligned. And that's where you want to be, because that's when you're in your bliss. And when you're in your bliss, everything aligns. All right, so what is the next step, Aquarius? Where are we going? What are we doing, Aquarius? Let's find out. I'm seeing these cards as an entire timeline of what you're experiencing, and it's so beautiful. So you were coming into seeing who you are and letting your reflection kind of come through and really see that and accept it, and letting go of the narratives that someone else has placed upon you. Because a lot of our self-sabotaging beliefs don't even belong to us. They've been put there, placed there, and conditioned onto us by someone else because they were projecting their problems and their lack onto us. And when you realize that, it is way easier to pick up the mask that your higher self has placed for you. It's almost like, I'm seeing it like, you know, the Flash, or I don't know, I'm just thinking the Flash. Somebody likes the Flash here. Okay, so we're going to use the Flash. It's like when the Flash slips into his super suit, or, you know, and he zooms off and he's got his other clothes on. It's almost like the minute that you slip this mask on and get this Pandora's gift, which is, it's funny that it's Pandora's gift because it really is Pandora's box when you finally just step fully into your power and you're like, I am done disempowering myself. I no longer accept anything but the absolute best for myself. This is what you're doing. Look at her face. She's like, it's about to get litty. It's about to get really litty. Like, that's really what's happening right now, and it's really beautiful. All right. So the inner strength that you have, what is the inner strength that Aquarius has, please? Your inner strength and your superpower right now is to literally pull back and go within. That is your inner strength. That is your superpower. That is where your bliss is aligned and where you're happiest and where you need to go anytime you start to have a wobble. When you do that and you realign with your inner being, your higher self, you allow those chakras to literally spin, and all of them spin in the right way and open up everything that your higher self is trying to push out into the world. By resting, by allowing this to come through, you shed another aspect of self. It's like, it's amazing to me that the Kundalini is the snake, right? Because when we go through these dark nights of the souls, we shed another layer of ourself. And what does a snake do when it grows into a new skin. It sheds the entire old layer of the skin. Now, I used to think that was disgusting, still sort of do, but when you think about it in an etheric sense, that's what you're doing when you restore and you replenish and you come out with a new perspective and you're more aware of what things are. And so that's your superpower, that's your inner strength, and that's what you want to hold to. The outside help that you are being suggested to look towards, find, pay attention to, synchronicities, what are they? Somebody also pointed out that I said synchronicities wrong. My bad. Wow. Receiving. This is such an incredible spread. Holy wow. This is so beautiful. So, so beautiful. The outside help that you need to let in is let yourself have what's coming into you. Allow. Receive. Stay back and receive. Because that is where this all comes together. All right, so I'm going to do a Law of Attraction Oracle card for you really quick, and then we'll do a pull of my Oracle cards, and then we're going to end it because we're at 21. It was actually 21:22. And I'm trying to get all of these out very quickly, not to hinder on one's time or another, but I do want to make sure that I get these out before December. So because of your guys' views, I will most likely give you an extra reading in January. There is not a time that I can give it to you now, and I'm not affirming that. I have 1,000 other things that I am fully working towards right now, and it is all for the collective. So at the end of this month right now, guys, you're only going to get one, but you will get a brand new extra one in January 2020 for Aquarius. Okay? All right, so let's see what we got here. Give me a message for Aquarius that they really need. Attention to what is only creates more of what is. I actually think I have that on mine too. That's so funny. I didn't have these cards when I created those. But it was a lot of stuff that it was channeled through listening to Abraham and other things within my guides myself. So it doesn't surprise me that I have that on 2 cards, and you may get that on that card. Many want to point out reality to you. They say, face the facts. Look at what is. And we say to you, if you are able to see only what is, then by the law of attraction, you will create only more of what is. You must put your thoughts beyond what is in order to attract something more or something that is different. Meaning, if you can put yourself in the feeling of this fear consciousness of, oh my God, I'm going to not pay my car, and the car is, I'm not even going to go any further than that. I don't like to place things out. Whatever it is that you're worried about in that regard, that you're putting so much importance on, that's going to bring to you the fruition of what you're worried about. I like to say that the universe is like a child, like a 5-year-old. 5-year-olds don't know arithmetic. 5-year-olds just know when mommy's talking about something, it's over and over and over again, and mommy must like that. Mom, that must be what mommy likes. Same thing with the universe. You're mommy to the universe. What you think, what you say, what you feel is affirming more of that vibration to the universe. So you gotta be careful there. All right. Happiness is a choice, Aquarius. Choose happiness. You cannot control the outside external things that are happening to you, but you can control the way that you respond to them. All right, I want to say have a blessed new year. I hope that you are all very safe. Infinite gratitude, infinite abundance, infinite love to you. I am so grateful that you have all taken the time to subscribe, to like, to leave comments. Leave the comments. I love hearing if it resonated. I'm a relatively new channel, so it really is awesome to hear from you. And I hope that you have an incredible holiday, and I will see you in 2020. Oh my gosh.